Shai, Yahweh, in the name of his son Yahweh Shai, all praises due. So I wanted to start off by saying thank you sincerely if you're watching this. Thank you for joining in and listening in. I can't get anywhere without the support of the people, and if you're watching this, I want to let you know that you're appreciated. So as you can tell from the title, we're going to be discussing who are the 144,000 that the Bible speaks of. These are God's chosen people, the elect of Israel. See, now Israel is a nation that is comprised of 12 tribes. Now this is the original Israel before they're broken up. And I'm going to read to you guys what those 12 tribes are, and who makes up the 144,000. So you know how I like to do. We're going to get right down into Revelations 14:1. It says, "And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads." And we're going to skip right over to Revelations 22:3, just to, really seal this in. "And there shall be no more curse, but the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it. And his servants shall serve him, and they shall see his face, and his name shall be in their foreheads." So, so the 144,000 will have his name sealed in their foreheads. You see, because, everybody's out here saying Jesus this and Jehovah this, and this is blasphemy, but they're saying all these other names that are not truly his name. That's why he said, "Because thou hast known my name, I will set you on high," because it's important that you know the name of Yahweh Shai, and Yahweh. So, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. That means Yahweh in the name of his son. So, we're gonna keep continuing. It says, "And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps." So, this is amazing. But to those who are breaking down this truth and spreading this bread of life and amongst the people, we're actually harping the Psalms. You see, which is his message. The church, which is the men of the Lord, we break down this truth, and we're actually harping. Because imagine if you're the Most High and his son listening, how precious of a sound it is to see his servants breaking down this truth. It says, "And they sung as it were a new song, you see, before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth." You see, so the new song is the law of liberty. For so long, everyone's been preaching the Mosaic laws of not the order of Melchizedek and these other different laws, and those are not of faith. You see, and I'm gonna get to it, but God justifies you through your degree of faith. So the new song is this law of liberty, the one I'm preaching to you or harping to you now. You see, "And these were they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. These are they which follow the Lamb wheresoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and the Lamb." Now, this is important. Now, I know what you're thinking, but let's get down into it. So, not defiled with women. The women are the false doctrines, you see. They entice you, and that's why he said, "Thou shalt not commit adultery." We're referring to spiritual adultery here, you see. Because if we're talking about in terms of an actual female or a woman, most have already crossed that before they, get to the age of 15 or so. What they're referring to here is the Christianity doctrine, being in the church house. When you defile yourself with these women, you're a whore in the eyes of the Most High, because when the Most High passes on to his son, we are spiritually bonded and married to him. So to see you go out and lust after these other doctrines, you're defiling yourself with women. So he said these are virgins. So virgin means to be pure, to be clean. So there's two kinds of virgins. There's a pure virgin, which is the one who's only stood for Yahweh and Ba'ashem Yahushai. And then there's those who are chastened virgins, those who through trial and tribulation and vexation of spirit have come to this truth, and they are pure in heart and in their soul towards the Most High. And that's a chastened virgin, you see. And it says, these are they which follow the Lamb, which is Yahweh Shai, because he came as the lamb when he sacrificed, but he will be coming back as the lion wheresoever he goeth. So we follow what he say, as the Father said. He said, this is my dear beloved Son, which I am well pleased, hear him. So these are those who follow the Lamb, Yahweh Shai, wheresoever he goes. So whatever he said is what we're going to follow. And he preached these new laws. So that's what we're going to follow, because we follow him wheresoever he goes. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto God and the Lamb. Now, this is a spiritual thing, but this is also physical. Did you know that humans are fruit? Now, let me clarify. This is not me tweaking, or this is from my, I don't want to add anything to these scriptures, but I want to just kind of enlighten you a little bit. We disconnect ourselves from nature in the sense that, you know, you look at fruit, it bears seed. Do we not bear seed? You know, if you look at the way pollen goes and inseminates flower with their little tubes coming out, is it that much different than us in the way we impregnate a woman in her ovaries? You see, we don't consider ourselves fruit, but spiritually it's like we're being ripened up, you see. And he says, and we're going to be presented before the God and the Lamb, before God and the Lamb. It says, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of God. Now, guile, we don't preach. Now he said before the throne of God. You won't hear these people harping and they're saying anything against the Most High and his Son. You see, he says, because, you know, he justifies us through the faith. So there will be no guile. There's no trickery. There's no false doctrines, you see. Those are the ones that are going to be sealed. Now, where they're going to come from? There are 12 tribes of Israel that I mentioned before, and of each tribe, 12,000 will arise that are sealed in the faith. All right, and I'm gonna read to you guys what these 12 tribes are. You got the Judah, or the Judites, and they're gonna look pretty similar to me. All right, and then you got the Reuben, the Gad, which is I think the Native American Indians, right? And you got the Asher, I always mess this one up, Nephilim. You got the Manasseh, Simon, Levi, Issachar, Zebulon, Joseph, which, I mean, when you translate, these are saying wrong because I'm in the English tongue, but the J's are kind of like a Y in Hebrew, so it'll be Yosef. And then you got Benjamin, which is the Benjamites. They're a little bit darker than I. And of all these 12 tribes, 12,000 will be sealed from each tribe, preaching this same gospel, this same, and not necessarily preaching it, but they're going to be sealed in this faith, you see. So when you're referring to the 144,000 that were redeemed amongst men, these are the ones that follow the Lamb whatsoever he goes. You know, so I try to keep my videos anywhere between 5 and 10 minutes, you know, convenient for you guys to, you know, got a little time on your hand, pick up, do a little, here, there, a little, here, a little, there, a little. So, thank you so much for tuning in with you guys. I love sitting and talking with you, breaking down this word, breaking down this truth. Stay tuned. I'm gonna have another video coming. Thank you so much. Again, I want to give all praise to the Most High, Yahweh, in the name of his Son, Yahweh Shai. All praise due. And until next time, Shalom.